you have a situation where ECG, I'm just using ECG, or the utilities, the workers, they work 24 hours. So they will have, you may not get to a place to buy power, but they have what we call the maintenance teams that work 24 hours. So there's one that work from morning till evening, and another shift that will work from evening till the following morning. So that's an institution that already works 24 hours. You have police and the military, who, when you get them in the morning, night, assuming that you are the type who goes home very late, around 11:30, 12, you get there, you see them on the roadblocks. They work 24 hours because of security issues. Now, His Excellency the President says, we need to increase our productivity levels. And increasing our productivity levels, as part of our strategy, we want to create an enabling environment that will ensure that businesses that can run beyond the traditional 8 to 5 can run from 8 to 5 and then from there to the following one. Some of these people who speak this way have had, again, let me use myself as an example. My first 3 months in the UK as a student, I worked in a vegetable shop, factory, and I used to go there weekends. It was in Manchester. So I will go, and my work started at 6 o'clock in the evening and closed 6, it was 12-hour shift, and closed 6 o'clock in the morning. So I used to do that Friday morning to Saturday morning. I would sleep at a friend's house, do Saturday evening to Sunday morning, sleep at a friend, and do Sunday to Monday, 6 o'clock. And from Sunday, I then pick a train and come and go for lectures at 9 o'clock. That's how I used to do. Work in the night. It was a vegetable factory that they were processing vegetables for the markets. That was done in 24 hours. Meanwhile, during the day, you had people who were working. What His Excellency said was that, look, I want to first and foremost create an environment that any business that can run 24 hours will run. But in doing that, to create the environment, there are a lot of things I have to do. It demands some infrastructural adjustments. One, you will need expanded and reliable energy. And so in doing that, I'm going to ensure that there's power. But the power, I am going to ensure that businesses that decide that I will work from morning to 5 and then work from 5 to the following morning, that you use what we call time of use tariff. So I need power to run in the evening. The tariff structure that is going to be given to me is going to be lower. So if I was paying X cedis per kilowatt hour, if I run the business between 5 in the evening till the following morning, instead of X per kilowatt hour, I may pay X minus 2 per kilowatt hour. So that's an incentive. So I'll create that incentive so that businesses that can run beyond that will run. That's the first point. 2, and that's why it has become so prominent in our thing in terms of universal access to street lighting in our manifesto. Say, look, I will ensure that security becomes key when people want to operate. And I was happy when I was seated in your reception here, and I saw you made a fantastic job. It is not because you are working for NDC, but because of your understanding, your personal experience. You talked about the fact that you've had some experiences where they offload some of their goods and other things in the night. That's a business, isn't it? You have the loading boys who have to come there and do that. Now, we're saying that the state will provide street lighting such that enhances security. So if, for example, I am supposed to remove my wires in the night, that I am able to do that without being scared. The state says that we need to employ more police, that at the end of the day, somebody can run a shift till morning, till evening. We have a policeman who will be in your neighborhood to ensure that whilst you run your business, that we will get, you have adequate security in that. The president says that, look, there are some businesses, state institutions that can run 24 hours. He says the port, for example. All of us are always in a hurry. That when he's in a Kobo 5 because the GRA people will close, so you can't go and pay your duty and other things. He says, look, I will need to employ more GRA staff. That at the end of the day, the port can run 24 hours. So if I choose that I want to go and clear my car at 8 o'clock in the morning in the evening after I have closed from work, I can drive actually to Tema and start the processes in the night to clear my car in the night. Because there will be a VRA staff that will be there. He indicates that, for example, DVLA, I want to renew my license. My license is supposed to expire tomorrow. But today I'm supposed to be at GHOne because that's where I work. And my supervisors will not understand why I did not come to work. And so when I close at 5, I am able to drive to DVLA. And when I get there, there will be people there to offer me that service. He says that, look, we will provide, public transport. So, for example, assuming that I am supposed to go to, say, a port to clear my first car. I don't have a car. So I have to go and clear my first car from the port. Then I need public transport. There must be public transport that runs 24 hours. That if I come to your bus stop here and I stand, there will be a bus that will come at a particular time that I'll board and be able to go to Tema and see to it that my business is made. And that it is not compulsory that you will have everybody hooking up into the 24-hour economy. So he cited an example. And that is how childish people have decided to trivialize the whole project. He says, look, there are businesses that already cannot operate in the afternoon. They operate in the night anyway. They operate in the night. So who goes to club in the afternoon? Unless we are, how do they call it, lazy person. Unless we are just a lazy person. You're supposed to be working during the day. So maybe if Friday evening, you go to club, that I will have a situation where there are policemen around. Look, if you go to any club outside the country, you see the policemen. They're hanging around the club. They're hanging around there. Most often they are not. They are trying to see when you start walking to your car and you see they are dangling, they come and then use they call it, is it breathalyzer or whatever you use to check your alcohol level. And then they make sure that you don't even drive your car to your house. But they are there. So you can have those things. So he cited that as an example. That, you have situations where you will when people go for nightclub, they're secure because you are running a 24-hour economy. And so the 24-hour economy guarantees some infrastructure. And that infrastructure enhances the safety of the individuals who have chosen to run their businesses in the night. So that was how he put it. It's not the unfortunate utterances of the running mate for the NPP and what he says, that he's moved from 24-hour to something that he says, or see mobile club from morning till evening. I mean, that is childish. And he's my very good friend. So, and I want to use a friend. He's my very good friend. So I'll be charitable to him. But it's disappointing, his analysis of what His Excellency the President said. So this is you
don't want to respond to each other?
No. You see, the reason why I would deal with his issue, but not he himself. Say, I'll spare him that. You know, sometimes, you see, you just spare some people. You just say, okay, I'll let it pass. So he's saying, I'll let it pass. But somebody like Napo, who has worked with the state, he's been a member of parliament for God knows how many years. He has been a minister for energy for some years. He has been a minister for education for some years. To have so low understanding of the 24-hour economy issue becomes a problem. And that is why His Excellency the President says, look, this is just a policy. But he says, as part of his 120-day, social contract he's going to have with Ghanaians, one of the things he will be doing within that period is to also begin the process of amending the necessary regulations and then promulgating the necessary laws that will support that. Because some of those things will have to be supported by law. Some of those things may infringe on even the labor laws of the country. So all those things will have to be amended. And that is why, as part of his 120-day social contract with Ghanaians, he adds that to it. Because it is at the heart of his economy. Because you see, you're talking of no job. The only way. And again, he talks about guarantee. So assuming that you produce, I don't know, so let's say you produce shoes. I'm just using shoes as an example. Maybe boots. These boots that you produce that. And the government says, look, beyond just the fact that I'm giving you a time of use tariff, I'm giving you security, I'm ensuring that you have lights all over the place so you can move, I'm ensuring that there's public transport, that your workers can come to work and go back home comfortably. Beyond just that, I am also going to guarantee market for you. So, for example, instead of going to China to buy military boots for our military, for GRA, some part of the GRA is in the custom side, they also wear boots. Police, immigration, what have you. We will get the people in Ghana here to produce those things for you. That is market for them. Because in this country, government of Ghana is the largest procurement, procuring entity. The state procures more than any other person on this. So if you have a guarantee that, look, if we produce a lot of rice, and I've heard people make that point, so how can farmers also work 24 hours? Why? The value chain of agriculture is only at the level of farming. So you harvest. And then if you have machines that can work over the night to mill our food produce, for example, if it's rice, and they mill them out and package them. And we guarantee that the free SHS that we are talking about in the terms of their feeding, that instead of going to China to go and even import gari, that you will ensure that those things, those meals that are done here, there's a ready market for our schools, there's a ready market for our prisons, there's a ready market for our hospitals. What is the big deal in that? Is that not going to create jobs? So when you have people beginning to trivialize this thing, and this thing, you see, usually policies like this, they have a cascading effect. And you see that they go from one to one. You don't just get up, he's sworn in on the January 7th, 2025. The following day, the whole country is 24 hours. Nobody does that.